Mill Creek is always selling them 50 film box sets, and it seems like a steal of a deal until you head home and you realize it's some of the most god-awful crap that's ever been produced, and the transfers range from, okay, to, oh my god, I'm never gonna watch another film again. Those of us who find the 200 film pack are in for an even more complicated task, and I'm sure most people just buy this set and they throw it up on their shelf to admire how ridiculous it is, but me, I'm someone who can still watch every single film they own, so I'm gonna do it. Starting today, I'm gonna watch every single film in the Mill Creek 200 film horror classic set. It's my Everest and I can accomplish it. And hey, why not turn it into a YouTube series? Because people love series, they love them series, right? Well, let's get started with Dead Men Walk.
Directed by Sam Newfield, released in 1943 by the very famous Producers Releasing Corporation. I was expecting some kind of zombie flick, but nope, instead we get some book titled The History of Vampires. Oh yeah, this is the pre-George Romero era. Then we get a floating head trying to freak us out, I guess.
Are the dark and shrouded legions of evil not but figments of the imagination?
George Zucco, straight out of the Mummy series, stars as Lloyd Clayton, whose twin brother, Elwyn, recently died, but then we find out Lloyd himself killed him because the brother was performing the dark arts. Dwight also stars as Zolar, isn't that a great name? He once again plays some sort of henchman, very much like the roles in Dracula and Frankenstein that made him famous. Zolar knows Lloyd killed Elwyn and goes out to help bring him back to life. Look how they haul the casket around. Is that really how they did it back then? Lloyd's niece, Gail, is going to get married to a man named David. Yep, we got a horror story and a love story, a perfect combination. However, Lloyd needs to protect Gail from the evil of Elwyn. We also have this older woman who looks like Mary Poppins. She keeps getting herself involved in the situation, and it eventually leads to her death. The townspeople suspect that it's not Elwyn who's returned from the grave, but a psychotic Lloyd who's posing as him. As for if George Zucco played both characters, I'm pretty sure he did, but I can't quite determine if that's true due to the low quality of the picture. There's some shots where the twins share the screen. I'm sure this was possible back then, but certainly tricky for a low-budget film. I suspect that they're both George Zucco in these shots, but I can't be positive on that. At one point, Lloyd and David get a hold of Zolar, but he manages to escape when the lights go out. Yes, the ever-destructing power of darkness. I always use that when needed. There's not a better way to end a feature than with an angry mob. Not only do they think Lloyd is crazy, but that David is as well. They keep him prisoner until he finds a way to escape. How does he escape? By turning out the lights. What is with this movie and using a light switch as a plot device? It all ends with a climactic fight between the two Zuccos, causing the house to erupt in flames and kill the twins and Zolar. Even when the house is clearly done for, the two are still going at it. Lloyd is ticked and Dwight is just screaming. It's sad that this is one of his last films. Dwight deserves better than to be killed in every movie he's in.
This movie begins with a funeral and it ends with a funeral, and just like a funeral, it's dull and depressing. Dead Men Walk is a classic example of a film that just exists now. There's nothing emotional about it and there's nothing interesting about it. Except for the fact that George Zucco is playing two characters that are on screen at the same time. It's just cool to see techniques that are used today go as far back as the 40s. Other than that though, unless you're a huge Dwight fan and you just kind of want to watch everything he's ever been in, this movie is a very easy skip.
How do I rank this with the other 200 films? Well, wait, this is the first one I've seen, so I guess it's number 1 for now. See you next time.